Have you ever wondered what would happen if incarnate evil had a face? And what if that face belonged to a middle-aged man with silver hair and a cruel smile? Welcome to the fascinating and disturbing world of Rizevim Livan Lucifer, one of the most intriguing villains in the high school DXD universe. Imagine a being so powerful he could face gods, so evil he considered goodness a joke, and so unpredictable his own family feared him. This is Rizevim, the son of the original Lucifer and one of the 3 known super demons. But before we dive into the story of this complex character, let's set the scene a bit. The universe of high school DXD is filled with supernatural beings, angels, demons, dragons, and more. In this scenario, Rizevim stands out as a unique and terrifying figure. Born from the original Lucifer and Lilith, Adam's first wife, Rizevim was literally demon royalty. But contrary to what one might expect, he had no interest in ruling. No, Rizevim's plans were much more sinister and chaotic. Let's start by describing his appearance. Imagine a man in his 40s, with dark silver hair and hazel eyes. At first glance, he could appear as a successful executive or a charismatic politician. But sharp eyes would notice something more, a dark and disturbing aura surrounding him. Rizevim dressed in the same Mao Lucifer attire as Surzex, another powerful character in this universe. But while Surzex's attire was red, Rizevim's was silver. And as if that wasn't enough to mark his presence, he possessed 12 demon wings, a clear symbol of his immense power. But Rizevim's true nature lay not in his appearance, but in his personality. And what a disturbing personality it was. Rizevim acted lightly and playfully, but his jokes were always full of malice. He was the embodiment of evil, cruel, brutal, and proud of his horrific actions. To understand the depth of Rizevim's evil, just look at how he treated his own family. He considered his son, Rizvan, useless. And his grandson, Vali? Well, Rizevim suggested that Rizvan abuse Vali, just to stimulate the boy's hatred. And when Rizvan started to fear Vali's revenge, Rizevim simply killed him. That's right, he killed his own son without hesitation. But what made Rizevim truly frightening wasn't just his cruelty, but his philosophy. He believed demons should be evil, perverse, and brutal. For him, it was a demon's duty to kill anyone they didn't like. The idea of a demon being a hero or even remotely benevolent was, for Rizevim, laughable. And here's the crucial point. Rizevim didn't just believe in this philosophy, he lived it intensely. He saw himself as a true demon, superior to all others because of his extreme malice. But what led Rizevim to become this way? The story gives us some clues. During the Demon Civil War, Rizevim was encouraged to participate, but he only attended out of obligation. When an important ally was killed, he simply yawned and left, saying he was bored. This shows a profound disinterest in the affairs of his own people. In fact, Rizevim described himself as a self-indulgent person leading a purposeless life. He compared himself to a thinking object, suggesting a nihilistic view of existence. It seems that, for a long time, Rizevim lived without ambition or purpose. All that changed when Euclid Lucifuge brought Rizevim information about Ophis powers, the Holy Grail, proof of another world, and Trihexa. Suddenly, for the first time in his life, Rizevim was filled with ambition and dreams. But, being who he was, those dreams were nightmares for the rest of the world. Rizevim decided to bring chaos to the world. His plan: revive the evil dragons and awaken Trihexa, an apocalyptic beast capable of destroying the world. And he didn't stop there. His ultimate goal was to bring this chaos to other worlds as well. It's fascinating and terrifying to think that someone so powerful could be motivated by something as simple as boredom. Rizevim described himself as an old man with the mentality of a boy with 8th grader syndrome. This combination of immense power and emotional immaturity made him incredibly dangerous. But even the most powerful villains have their weaknesses, and Rizevim was no exception. His overconfidence in his power as a super demon and his ability as a sacred gear canceller often led him to underestimate his opponents. He was shocked when Issei, the series protagonist, was able to break through his defenses and hit him with his penetrate ability. And here's an interesting twist. Behind all this evil and cruelty, there was a cowardly side to Rizevim. When finally cornered by Vali and Fafnir, he showed fear of death and began to beg for his life. It's a powerful reminder that even the most terrible villains can be reduced to pathetic pleas when confronted with their own mortality. But even in death, Rizevim proved to be a formidable adversary. He planned to use his own soul as a sacrifice to ensure Trihexa's awakening, ensuring his legacy of chaos and destruction would continue even after his death. Rizevim's powers were truly impressive. As the son of Lucifer and Lilith, he was a natural-born super demon, with demonic power that exceeded even his father's. Some said that if Rizevim fought seriously, he could face even gods. His most notable ability was the Sacred Gear Canceller, a unique technique among demons that could nullify almost all sacred gear abilities with a single touch. This ability made him a formidable opponent for many heroes who depended on their sacred gears. Additionally, Rizevim possessed immense strength and speed, impressive durability, and incredible stamina. He could withstand injuries that would have killed most beings and continue fighting as if nothing had happened. But perhaps Rizevim's most dangerous ability was his intelligence. He was a tactical master, capable of manipulating events and people to achieve his goals. His plan to revive Trihexa was intricate and well thought out, showing a sharp strategic mind behind his seemingly chaotic behavior. Rizevim's story is a fascinating study of the nature of evil. He wasn't just a one-dimensional villain, but a complex character with his own motivations and weaknesses. His belief that demons should be evil at all costs, his pursuit of chaos, and his willingness to sacrifice even his own family for his goals make him a truly memorable antagonist. But Rizevim's story also raises intriguing questions. What makes someone choose to embrace evil so completely? Is it possible that someone born of such powerful and evil parents could choose a different path? And if Rizevim hadn't been so bored with life, would he have become a force for good instead of evil? As we reflect on the life and actions of Rizevim Livan Lucifer, we're reminded of the complexity of human nature, or, in this case, demonic nature. Even the most terrible villains have their own stories, motivations, and weaknesses. And sometimes, it's these complexities that make an antagonist truly memorable. Rizevim's story reminds us that evil is rarely simple or one-dimensional. It can come in surprising forms, even in the form of a middle-aged man with a playful smile and malicious eyes. It makes us question our own notions of good and evil and challenges us to consider the moral complexities that exist within us all. So, the next time you encounter a villain in a story, remember Rizevim. Remember that behind every act of evil, there's a story. There are motivations, fears, and desires. And maybe, just maybe, there are lessons we can learn. Rizevim Livan Lucifer may have been defeated, but his impact on the story of high school DXD remains. He leaves us with one final question to ponder. If we had the power of a super demon, what choices would we make? Would we follow the path of chaos and destruction, like Rizevim, or would we find a way to use that power for good? And so, we end our exploration of the life and motivations of this fascinating villain. But one final question remains. If we could look into Rizevim's mind, what would we see? An endless void, turbulent chaos, or something completely unexpected?